This is our fifth adventure in the Chronicles of Astar. Today we were supposed to have a new player join us, a sorcerer, level 6 named Bryn. However, he was not able to make it, so we continued with Alzeus being controlled by Miles. For right now, you guys are on top of the wall, and there's a siege that's going on. As you stand on the top of the wall, you're thinking to yourself, how many bodies are out there? 100? 200? You can't keep track of the dead. Bodies literally cover the battlefield. For the past 2 days have become a blur in your mind. The sun comes up, the sun comes down. It doesn't matter in the end, the results are the same. You sit there and wait for the horn to blow, signaling your turn to counterattack during this long siege. The enemy, for the past 48 hours, has continually thrown wave after wave of assaults against the eastern wall, with enemies ranging from kobolds and goblins, orcs to giants, and of course the undead. The early wave seems to be just cannon fodder, people willing to throw their lives away, not even able to reach close to the wall. Desolation and death, that is all you see before you. In a brief moment of sanity, you remember your purpose here: to defend the gnomes, constructing some type of prototype, something to help you aid you in this war. How can this device help you against the hordes of monsters, and will it even work? Your mind starts spiraling into a bleak depression. Death, you have seen too much of it. In the distance, you see a mound of bodies surrounding a dwarven banner. A whole squad of comrades, brothers and proud defenders of the wall, lay dead as a banner slowly wisps in the setting sun. No one is even willing to reclaim bodies, and thus they're left festering and rotting in the dirt. Your mind drifts to a time before this battle, a time before the waves of enemy crashed against the wall, and a time when life was much simpler. So fresh in your mind you can actually pinpoint the moment before all this chaos erupted. And now what we're going to do is do a flashback. So standing in front of you is where we ended off the last campaign. Callan and Duncan were hurled around a schematic, one of great promise, for you yourself witnessed the mighty display. Do you guys remember what event I'm referring to?
Yeah, it's when he was casting healing spells into the thing and it was blowing up the zombies.
Yep. So they got the schematics for that, sort of like the plans for that, and Duncan gave it to the gnomes, and basically it's a weapon that he thinks is going to be awesome and mighty in power. That is the day before all this chaos erupted. During that time is when it's noted by the party that 2 barrels of black powder went missing. The black powder is a dangerous and volatile, highly explosive reagent. Duncan and Callan were heavily engaged in talking with the gnomes, so they put you in charge of finding out the inventory issue. Before sending it off, Duncan took you aside to explain his relationship to the crown. And Duncan comes up and he says, "'Tis true, my blood does bleed royal, but I believe a true test of man is not by his birthright, but how he handles himself in battle, facing immense odds. I believe a true test of man is not in sitting in parliament, but instead being out on the wall defending it, alongside my brethren. My father the king, and my eldest brothers, they can sit and talk all day. That is not the life for me. Can words defend Tor'Dur-Dum from a horde of trolls and giants? Can the word prevent bandits and raiders from ravaging the wastelands? Can the words prevent the risen from coming back from the dead shortly after death? No, out here the axe has more weight than words. That is why I chose this life. That is why I defend my people as warden of the wall. Let my brethren take it upon themselves the weight of the crown. I will have no desire for the great hammer of Rerix." I wanted you guys to pull that out from him like weeks or eons ago during our adventure. I gave you guys subtle hints, and no one took the bait.
No, I mean, I kind of figured, but then I wasn't sure if, I don't know, it was appropriate.
I don't know. You straight up told me and told me not to told me not to tell, so I didn't want to.
Well, that's up to you. It's your prerogative. Now, for right now, can you guys give me the party makeup? Who's doing most of the talking and the party lineup? If you guys are going down a hallway, like, what would be the rank?
Oh, Malachi will most likely be first.
I'm always in the middle.
Yep, I guess I'm in back. Can't see over the line.
And I guess Alzeus will be behind Nahum.
So as your party leaves the Alchemist Guild, as you walk down the halls of Tor'Dur-Dum, droves of dwarves and gnomes and humans pass on by. It seems like a shift rotation has just occurred, and the ale houses fill quickly as the patrons yearn for a break.
Okay, so I vote to head to that warehouse to where we dropped off the barrels and actually do a count.
That's a great idea, Liam. Let's do it.
So you guys go back to the warehouse, the receiving area. There's a bunch of gnomes and dwarves unloading pallets from other caravans that have been coming in. Yours has been pretty much, like I said, delivered already. So the carts and everything that you guys are used are now empty.
Okay.
Is there a foreman? Is there a foreman who was in charge of actually unloading the cart?
Yeah, there's
You want to talk to him to see
there is a
how
guy.
much he actually unloaded.
So you go to the foreman and he's like, you ask him about sort of this inventory discrepancy, and he goes to you and he says, "Havacha, what about your paperwork?" So you show it over to the guy, and he says, "Aye, looks in order. Here's the arm manifest from the shipment," and he shows you his sort of like his receipt, and the two don't match up. His paper clearly says 18, but you distinctly remember 20 being there earlier, and it even has Callan's signature on it.
The one that he has that says 18?
Yes.
You know, I didn't actually count how many barrels there were when we left.
Yeah, you did that when you left Zahar Nagrund. Before you played with that device, you guys were in charge of the receiving or the caravans. Remember that black powder almost tipped over, the gnome like almost tipped it over, and you guys dodged it or tried to duck. And after that, you did a count, and there's 20. So you did a physical count there, and then when you came back in, you did when you came back to the receiving area, you did another count, and the guy said, "Yeah, there's 20," and you signed off on that. But now that same paper that you're looking at right now has 18 written on it.
Someone have detect magic?
Yeah, I do.
See,
I'll cast a spell. I'll cast a detect magic spell on that paper.
Roll a d20. Everyone go and roll a d20. Let me see.
So wait, did I cast detect magic or no?
Yeah, you casted detect magic. You see a faint glow where the 20 used to be and the 18 is now. And Nahum notices that his eyes glow with a white halo as he looks at the paper, and he definitely sees a little bit of augmentation on the paper itself. It's dim, so it's not like it's a powerful magic. It's more of a mild, barely even visible magic.
dun dun dun.
Do you want to share that with the party, or?
Well, yeah, I kind of talked. Or is the foreman still with us?
He's right there next to you because it's his paperwork.
So I pretty much say, this has been magicked.
Okay, so
Out loud.
Magic. Yeah.
It's been magicked.
It's been totally magicked.
Well, basically, I can't really tell because it's so faint.
So the foreman goes and takes it, and he's looking at it, and he starts sniffing at it. And he's like, "Hey, you guys notice this odd scent?" And he gives it to each of you to take a sniff. Go and roll a perception. Those that rolled over 15, you notice that the paper has a slight acidic smell. And for Flynn and for Malachi, Flynn, you've in particular have dealt with this before because this is more of a invisible ink that sometimes your type of, I guess, clan or type of people would use for forgery, for deceiving, deception.
Yeah, those halflings, man. Can't trust them.
The people of color. People.
And Malachi, because you've been in, I guess, the pits and the battle arenas, there's all sorts of deception and there's all sorts of unrulings that people do over there. And you notice that smell that sort of takes you back to when you're a pit fighter. And you both are assured that this is a type of invisible ink.
I remember this when I was a pit fighter.
Yeah. I remember we used to use this in school to change our grades. And there's an easy remedy. You just rub it on the ground and it reappears.
So
as it should be.
So
well, mine, you just put it against the moon.
Yeah.
in a pit fighter. Uh-huh.
So
yes.
Mark actually, with his knowledge, and everything that he's known about, and sort of like a secret language that the rogues or unsavory people have, he knows that a way to sort of bring out the lettering would be lemon juice.
That one too. Yeah.
Yes.
Drink lemon juice. It's about the same thing.
He's rummaging through his pack, and sure enough, a ripe yellow lemon is there. And he starts, you guys are all looking at Flynn going, where'd you get that
He has a
from?"
bag of holding.
And he
So
starts
do I.
he starts squeezing the lemon juice on the paper, and sure enough, you see both the 18 and the 20 there. And the foreman is like, "Aye, this is a forgery. 'Twas not I that wrote this. Agor Stilto. He was taskman during the day. Have words with him. He might know more. He's probably out drinking right now with his brother Ulrich in a local tavern. The refinery is one of their favorites. Let me know the findings. It seems like we might need to start an investigation on this. The black powder is really nasty stuff. And if it misplaced, it could cause a bad accident."
So let me just get this straight. So in their warehouse, they have the 18 barrels, not 20.
Well, those have already been delivered to the Alchemist
when-
Guild. And
So
when
when it was delivered to the Alchemist Guild, there was 20 or 18?
18. Do you guys remember Ulrich?
I remember the name. I forgot what he did.
Okay, I'll give you a little history about Ulrich. He's a reoccurring character. You've seen him since the first day. You guys were on top of the wall. He was on the bottom of the wall, and basically his group found a bunch of orcs and brought them back to the wall because they were bored, and you guys ended up fighting the orcs and the giants. And then
Oh, that Ulrich?
yeah, that Ulrich, Steel Toe. Malachi was in a drinking bout against Ulrich at the tavern that same night.
Oh, that's
Oh, the same way. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang it.
And then when you guys went to the underground tunnels, he was sort of in the side patrol. You guys had the same. You guys
Yeah.
started out on the same path, but then you guys split paths, and you guys did your stuff. So that's Ulrich. And
It's been a while.
yeah.
How long has this adventure been?
well, I don't know, like
Several months now.
January. Oh, you mean game time, or real time?
Yeah.
Game time.
Real
Yeah,
time.
it's
Real
real
time
time. We
is
started
like
like January,
February.
February.
yeah.
So it's been like 8 months.
Yeah, that's why we're forgetting stuff.
Yeah, that's why I want to remind you guys. So he's a recurring character. You guys will hear more about him. The brothers usually like to drink at a tavern called the Refinery, and to talk to Agor because he was the day taskman guy. So he's the one that was signing off on these papers. So if he knows anything, you should talk to him. So you guys head over to the tavern.
Start heading to
Mhm.
the places that they frequent, right? They said the refinery.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, there's Malachi right there.
I don't have a sword though,
True.
and I'm not green.
Oh, and there I am too.
Malachi, you're green.
I'm not green. I'm gray.
Okay.
I don't know about you guys getting paid, but I'm getting money today.
I know, dude. This guy's been jipping us, man.
So I'll say you guys have 200 gold each.
what?
It's been 2 months since you've been there. Maybe 3 months. Okay, I'll give you
Dude,
3.
the sorcerer's like more. He's gonna be richer than us by the time he joins us.
Well, he has a history. We'll figure it out.
What's the wrong? All right, go.
So you get to the bar. It's called the Refinery. It's a tavern. And the bar is just as crowded as always, especially because the day shift has just ended. Lively music brightens up the night as people parade and have fun merriment in the tavern. You notice in the very far corner of the tavern, there's Ulrich surrounded with his cohorts, his patrol unit, his buddies. Sort of like you and Duncan is a cell group. He's with his cell group around a round table, drinking away and laughing at the merry night.
So Malachi looks at Flynn and says, "Hey, Flynn, you want to sneak on over there to see if you can catch any interesting information?"
Sure. So I guess I go stealth, and
So
Wait, you're trying to stealth
Heck
inside
yeah.
the tavern?
Yeah, it's easy.
yeah,
I thought it.
lots of people.
Is it full like this?
shoot, I'll
it's full.
disguise self as a dwarf too.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to do
Oh.
that?
No, but
Really?
Like that?
He can just go in the corner, pretend like he's at whatever. He can stealth in there.
Yeah, you could.
Okay, so we're not going into this party then. We're going one at a time.
Yeah, I mean, let's see if he can Flynn can overhear anything. He's sneaky.
Okay, I'll come in last then.
How about you, Malachi?
I'll go in last. I don't want to attract
Okay.
attention yet.
I just said I'm going last.
Well, last with Nahum.
I'm memorizing my spell. I'm like praying to my deity,
Okay. Which spell you memorizing?
and I'm just like memorizing grace. Grace.
Grace. I guess you go to the side where the bar is, and you just sit there, and you're just sitting there and praying to your goddess to give you more insight and
No,
wisdom.
I'm outside the bar. I'm letting Flynn go in first.
I'll go inside, but I'll be at the what you call at the bar itself, not at the tables.
Okay.
I'm just like keeping my eye out in the corner a little bit in case something goes wrong.
You guys feel a little out of place because the refinery is more of a dwarven establishment. There are other races in Tor'Dur-Dum, other races such as half-elves, some half-orcs, lots of humans, some halflings. But this seems to be a more prestigious type of tavern where they're mainly dwarves.
Yeah, so I disguise self as dwarf. I've got like disguise of 17 with that spell. I'm totally fitting in.
You see Flynn sort of blend in, and you're amazed at how quickly and how easy he could just zoom in and out of the crowds, and no one's really taking notice to him because he only comes, hip high to the humans. He throws a cloak over himself, and he sort of props himself up to make himself look a little bigger. You see him like patting his shoulders with the other clothes he has, so he's looking a little more rugged, a little more dwarfish. He pulls his the hood low over his face, and lo and behold, out of his backpack, he did find a fake beard.
Jeez, I want that backpack.
All right.
So he has a disguise kit, basically.
How many skill checks is he rolling for this?
Disguise 7. He has 17?
Oh, it's 7 plus 10.
Spell, right?
Okay.
You also
Yeah.
cast
So go ahead.
Well, the spell gives me plus 10, and so then plus 7 for my regular skill.
Jeez.
So go ahead and
Yes.
roll a d20. Plus,
Just
give me
roll the one, dude.
give me your
Don't
total.
roll a one.
I didn't hear you.
Go and roll a d20, and then give me your total.
No, 15 plus 17 is 32.
Nice.
You've done it. Even
I think he's a dwarf.
even your closest friends look at.
I didn't know you were a dwarf all this time.
Props for you to not looking through race. You just see that he sort of manipulated his body with augmented with like spare clothing he had, and he has a fake beard that he pulled out from his backpack, and you're just amazed that within less than, I don't know, how long does disguise take? Like 5 minutes? I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like praying.
It's one standard action for the spell.
So you see him start hunching over, and he has this little brisk, not this trot that a halfling normal would have, like a little trot down the hallway, but more of a not a skip, but more of a sluggish, a solid, muscular built dwarf. And you just lose sight of him as he goes to the far end of the tavern. For Flynn, he's sitting there intently looking at Ulrich's table, and he sort of looked at all the other dwarves. And can you roll a perception? Actually,
Perception
more of a knowledge.
is 8.
Okay.
Oh, knowledge?
Yeah.
Plus 10.
That's pretty good.
18.
Flynn is actually he's been doing so well in Tor'Dur-Dum that he's been expanding his knowledge of the dwarves. And he knows that a lot of these houses or families are dwarven units, and they have emblems and symbols. And so if he looks at what Ulrich has on, he would know if anyone else on the table would have a similar ensign or engraving on his armor. Unfortunately, he doesn't see anyone else. And another thing that Flynn, this is for Flynn only pretty much, but he knows that the House of Steeltoe always have red beards. And Ulrich has this big flowing red beard, but none of the other dwarves on the table have red beards. So with these two things in his mind, he's pretty sure that Agor is not there.
So at this point, are we walking inside the bar yet, or am I still out?
Yeah, you're in there.
outside?
You've been praying. He's sort of gathering intel. You've been reciting from memory the words and the divine prayers, and you've pretty much remembered the spell.
Yeah, you have message, right, Flynn?
Yep.
Okay, so if you're gonna relay anything, they'll send through that.
Yeah, but people would see me casting a spell, but I think it's...
Okay.
I'll allow you to roll if you want to try to sort of do it concealed. That's an opportunity to use sleight of hand.
Okay. So then, yeah, I relayed, Ulrich is there, but the guys with him I do not suspect are Agor.
Yeah, I guess I'm wondering if you want to engage them and just kind of talk to them, see if where Agor is. Pretend like you're some kind of that's just some dwarf looking for Agor. You're waiting for some barrels or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So I go over and tell the guys that there have recently been some pickpockets nearby, and that they should check and see if that their wallets are still on their persons.
To the table.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
And
get
just
you go up there and you go in your gruffiest dwarf tone, and you tell them
Yeah.
that there's some wallets that have been stolen recently, and they're all of them either go in their chest, breastplate underneath there, or within their pants and whatnot, and they're like, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, and so I just take note of where they're all keeping their wallets and things like that.
Nice.
see if any of them happen to be accessible, and if they happen to have any other valuables besides,
Wait,
that
what are you again? Are you
Besides-
more of a thief?
besides their wallets that they might have been checking for, like
He's
important documents maybe.
Some of them just, you see their hands going into a certain area and they don't reveal too much, while other ones pulled out their wallet and it's like, it's my turn to pay for rounds anyways. So he puts money on the table and he puts his wallet back in. So there's a bunch of different type of actions. But in your mind, you've imprinted and noticed each one.
Okay, I don't see that they were, paying particular interest to anything besides what would have their money, like special, anything else.
No.
Okay.
These people have just gotten off a patrol, so most of their valuables would be in their rooms, their barracks, not.
Yeah.
You don't.
But
bring...
no like sensitive documents.
Oh no, you didn't notice anything like that.
Mm-hmm. So I also address the table in my best dwarven accent. I'm like, "Hey, I'm looking for a dwarf named Agor Steeltoe. Got some business transaction for him."
Your ruse of being a dwarf seems to be successful still, and they don't take notice that you're not a dwarf. But most of them are just, either drinking or not paying attention. They just hear the dwarven voices and they just glanced at you and they're glancing back at the party. And you were asking if anyone knows Agor, right?
Yeah.
And Ulrich's like, "Hey, that be my brother. What might you have with him?"
Say, "Hey, I've got a business proposition regarding some rare alchemical materials."
He's like, "Don't know if he'd be interested in that. But you could go ask him yourself. He was just here, but he left for his room. He mentioned
And
something."
where might that be?
He said, he just, Igor just finished a long shift and he's pretty tired, so he went to his room. And he sort of tells you it's in the officer's quarters. At this point in time, another dwarf, starts yelling out, "And here's to the battle we just, had." And he does another bout to cheer, and they're all, taking a tankard back, ordering more rounds, and they're just being so festive right now.
Yay! And everybody's distracted, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Wait. Before he does anything, I come up to him and tap him in the back and give him a bit of luck.
Oh, you give him a blessing of luck, okay.
So anything you cast in this next rounds, you roll 2 d20s and you take the most favorable roll.
What about if it's a skill check, or it could be any check, right?
Any D20.
Any d20.
You are knowingly aiding and abetting an unlawful act.
No, I don't know what he's doing. I'm just
I
like,
don't know what I'm doing.
I'm just telling him, hey, I just tap him and then I just walk away.
May
Here's a
Mishkal's
piece of my
bless.
lucky charm.
Yeah.
All right. And so I say to the guys, I drop a few coins on the table. I say,
And
"Hey,
I don't look back, by the way, so I don't see what he's doing.
Your ignorance is gonna get you in trouble.
he's enabling." I
Exactly.
drop some coins on the table. I say, "Hey, thanks for the info. The next round's on me."
Mm-hmm. And what do you do during that time?
And so then during that time when they're distracted, whoever, I don't imagine Ulrich had the most obvious coin purse.
Oh crap! Is he really stealing?
Good job, dude.
But the next guy over.
I would say that you looking at all the armor and knowing Dwarven tradition, know sort of the hierarchy of command. And Ulrich is a platoon leader. He leads his cell group. Sort of like Duncan is the leader of your group. Ulrich's is in a similar position. Chances are he would probably have the most amount of money.
Yeah, but okay. Well, yeah, go for some sleight of hand. Try to relieve him of that.
Go ahead and roll 2d20s.
Cool. There's one. Oh, there's another. All right.
So what you get? What's your total with the
This is the last time you're gonna get a bit of luck, right?
Wait, I thought you said you don't know what I'm doing. But
D20. Oh, 20, dang!
Yeah, I
Nice.
just got a 20
Okay.
with 13, so that's a 33.
So
Nice.
before you even approach the table, when you ask them if they knew of anything missing, you've noted each individual and where they were grabbing or checking, and Ulrich was grabbing in his shirt pocket, and while you're paying the coin, you threw it on the table, but in your other hand you sort of slipped it out and moved to where he had it, and he did not notice.
Woo!
So you have now in your hands have possession of.
And so I think our in-house rules is if we notice, I don't know how we'll notice that, but if we notice, you have to give it back automatically, right?
Well, he had such a high pickpocketing skill that he was blocking everyone else, the party from seeing.
I know.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, I don't think I'll beat that. What, you have a 32? I can't beat that.
Yeah, that's a really high roll.
Never mind. Yeah. All right.
So
Yay! Good job.
Flynn, without anyone else seeing, grabs his coin purse, Ulrich's coin purse, and he puts it in his pocket. And you just see, you as players see him just talking to Ulrich, and then he sort of backs away from or I don't know, what do you want to do now?
Backing away for now. I mean, I thanked them and paid for their next round, and I guess we're going to look for Agor, and so I.
Wait, so you're gonna pay the next round with his money?
Yeah, I told him he has -5 gold from that, so he threw 5 gold on
Yeah.
the table.
to pay for their next round of drinks.
Nice.
And he
To leave in good spirits.
Okay, so you rejoin the party, I guess, at the bar and in various places. And what do you express to them?
I tell him that Agor turned in for the night and he's out. He went to his room in the officers' quarters.
Do you guys want to head over to the officers' quarters?
Yep.
While going down the halls towards the officers' quarters, you overhear the conversation of a few dwarves. This wall is the only thing protecting the kingdom, and yet it only consists of dwarves. Where are the humans? Where are the elves? We can't find enough recruits to man all the sentries along the wall. And even the quality of recruits, a mere 500 peasants. And they sort of stare you down as you guys are walking past them.
I stare him down back.
So you give them a...
I'm like, I represent the humans and the elves, so we're both here. Like, I smirk and I just walk by.
He's like, half elf. You guys are far and few in between. We don't see mainly any types of elves at all. So you sort of brush him off and continue walking, and you hear them sort of murmur, "Arrogant elf," in a party amongst themselves heading towards the tavern. So this is sort of like a pass by.
I whisper to the orcs, "Stupid dwarves."
You're lucky they're not drunk yet. They will be at the end of the night.
I know. They can't hear me.
So going towards the officers' quarters, you pass by a few of the golams. These are, as we know, these sort of pneumatic drilling, mine shaft creating sentries that have frozen stiff. And they loiter all across Tor'Dur-Dum. You see some of the gnomes trying to remove them, some of the gnomes trying to hack into them at various times, trying to get them to sort of jump alive or resuscitate them with electricity, but nothing seems to be avail. And you see, in this particular scenario, you see a huge mechanical wrench as they're trying to jar open the golem, trying to get to the inside controls. But the gnomes don't seem to be very successful at it. After a few attempts at finding the place, a little unsure of the layout, but you arrive at the door of Agoristoto. At least that's what the nameplate on the door says.
Okay.
So I've got my gloves of reconnaissance. I can use that to see through barriers that are less than 15 feet thick.
You see Flynn, he motions you to stop, and he's not saying anything. You guys are in the assumption that he's doing something subtle over here.
Okay.
So yeah, I put my hands on the door and, sort of see what I can perceive through the door.
Now, do you always have those gloves on, or do you just take them off for special occasions?
Well, I mean, I don't have any reason to take them off ever at this point.
That's fine with me. And so these gloves actually allow you to peer, like see through or echo sonar, or...
On command, the wearer can use the gloves to see and hear through solid material no more than 15 feet thick by placing both hands on that material.
Awesome.
The gloves can be used for, yeah.
So
Cool.
you see him sort of put his hand on the wall, and he's sort of tracing the wall, like he's sort of finding something with his hands. And he gets to a spot, and for Flynn, he sees a dwarf lying on the bed in sort of like a night clothes. And it's semi-lit in the room. You see that there's 4 candles on each corner. Do you want to look at the room or?
Yeah, I'll spend a round looking
So you
at the room.
Yeah, you move your hands around in like a sort of a pattern, and you're able to peer through wherever your hands are. And it's a small 10 foot by 10 foot room that has one desk with paper scattered on the far on top of it. The desk is on the far wall, and there's a bookcase near the desk. There's a chest and a bed, and there's not much else in the room.
And we have every reason to believe that this is the guy. He's got the red beard and all.
Yeah, in the dim light of the candlelit room, you are able to see that it is a red-bearded dwarf.
Wait, where are we at this point?
You guys are right outside the door, and Flynn's sort of going near the wall scanning it.
Okay,
So-
we're just standing watch, or at least Malachi is, LZS as well.
Is the door probably unlocked?
You could just see through things. You can't see mechanics.
Right.
So you peer through, and you just see through the lock area. You can't really detect if it's locked or not. You'd have to try the door handle.
Okay. So, I cast silence on the area, like on the door. Wait, no. First, I cast invisibility,
Okay.
and then I cast silence on the door,
Okay.
and I try it out to see if I can open it.
You notice that the door is giving resistance, or at least the hinges, so you could safely assume it's locked.
Okay. And so then I motion to, I guess Malachi's the strongest, and sort of like a punching motion, and then point to the door, see if he can bash it.
Actually, before bashing, I'll try to just force it open.
Silently, you see Malachi sort of like put his shoulder in the door, and it's a pretty stout door. This is down in the tunnels of Tor'Dur-Dum, so the walls are very thick and the doors are very stout. So a simple like nudge or something like that's not going to really be efficient.
Right? Slam it.
Okay, so go and roll a strength check.
What if I want to try and damage the thing?
Consider you're in a hallway and there are patrols and people that might walk across. This is the
Too bad, yeah.
officer's quarters, so you don't want to sit there swinging on the door for too long. Right now, as you're doing this, you're looking both ways, and you don't see or hear anyone coming nearby. Well, you can't hear at all because you're in the silence bubble. So you might be at a disadvantage if you're trying to look out for a sentry or hear for a sentry.
Right, because I do more damage than I do with my strength. Yeah, whatever's the best way for me to open it, whether by damaging the lock, destroying the lock, or...
I think a flying kick would be appropriate.
Oh my gosh. What are we doing?
Oh, no, dude.
Breaking and entering.
Actually, hold on here. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I know, you're like,
I can't
you're
do that.
lawful, you can't do that.
Oh yeah, you're okay. Forget this. I'm still disguised.
Actually, you can't even do anything because you're invisible. You can't even motion to them.
Yeah, you're right. I could.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't even whisper to them because it's silent.
All right. So
No, message. You can message.
I think message gets triumphed by...
no, that I had cast silence.
Yeah.
So let me dismiss the silence.
No, leave the area of silence, cast message, and then walk back in.
I figure I'm still disguised. I'm just gonna like knock on the door and say there's a thing and tell him to and get him out of the room and lead him somewhere.
Okay.
Mm.
Do you guys want to go
Well,
with
my
that?
guy's probably not gonna sneak in though, dude, because we don't know we don't really know
Okay.
he's a bad guy or anything.
Guilty until proven innocent? Is that the deal here?
Yeah,
I know.
So, my guy wouldn't do it. Yours guy might, but my guy won't.
So yeah, I was just gonna like knock on the door and talk to him as a fellow dwarf.
Okay, so do you dispel the silence? I take it.
Yeah.
We'll be around the corner.
Yeah,
We
I
don't see it.
I dismiss the silence and dismiss my invisibility, and just knock on the door.
This is a long 30-foot to the left and 30-foot to the right of the door is just a long hallway, so there's no real corner for you guys to hide behind. You guys could stick to the wall, which is perfectly fine, but like you said, you can't really. There's no corner in the immediate area.
Are there any other doors to officer course?
So let me put this on the map real quick. Since he already gave you the layout of the room, this is what you guys could presume, but the door is closed right now.
Okay. So basically, I'm gonna post myself, and I guess Alzeus is controlling them, and we'll post against the door, pretending like we're guards. So we're standing as if we're guarding that door.
Okay. You sort of set up like a breach bang and clear type formation here. For some reason, you guys are taking this very seriously, which is fine.
No, I'm actually pretending to be a guard in case someone walks by.
Okay. As in your station, like upright and attention.
Yeah.
So Flynn, what would you like to do? How would you like to proceed with this?
So I've got an idea. You're pretty fast, right, Miles?
No.
Like, you can run pretty fast, right?
No.
I'm thinking about raising an emergency and sicking him on you, and you run away, and then we sneak in his room and go through his things. Yeah, this is a chaotic action. Let me do it. I'm gonna pound on the door and try to rouse him and say, "Hey, there's an intruder," in my best dwarven accent.
Okay. So as you pound on the door, a dwarf opens up the door, and he looks at you, and he's like, "Oh, ye be the Duncan boys. What you want?"
Oh, not me, because I'm a dwarf.
Oh. I guess yeah.
Yeah. I say, quick! There's an orcish intruder. Let's go get him, or after
Wait,
him.
what?
We're right next to you. You know that you're lying, right?
Well, he doesn't see the party. He just sees this dwarf in front of him.
No, I mean he's saying this in front of me.
Oh.
Well, you're not an orc.
So does Malachi
What?
realize that he's?
I'm right next
he's
to
talking
you.
About me?
Yeah. So you say that there's an orc and there's an intruder. He's in night clothes and he seems like a little startled, like he just woke him up from a sleep. He's like,
Oh, dang.
Hey, so does Malachi realize that Flynn is talking about him?
yeah.
So well, since Igor's not in, we don't see him. I give him this incredible, like, what are you doing? Look.
Yeah, the door, he pulls the door open towards him, just a crack, so he just sees a dwarf sitting in front of him. He's like, can't this wait till daytime? I've had a full day shift and I'm plenty of tired.
Oh, I guess I'll go after him then.
So he just closes the door.
No, wait. Before he closes the door, I walk in and I'm like, we have some questions for you.
And he notices that you're
Like, I shove Flynn out of the way and I talk to him.
Okay, so he notices that you're a cleric of Mishakal, and then he notices that you're one of Duncan's persons, because Duncan touts you guys around, I guess. And he was, he was
okay.
also part of the receiving area. You didn't see him, but he's like the taskman, the foreman. So he's like, "Oh, you be the Duncan boys. What you want? Questions you have for me?"
So I pull out the ledger and I show it to him. Do you recognize this? Is everyone filing in at this point, or everyone's still outside the corridor?
I'll have gone around the corner, and I'm gonna remove my disguise.
Let's go. Let's go back to. Let's go back to the map now.
So I'm out here. I remove my disguise. I run back. Say, "Hey guys, I heard something about an intruder. What's going on?"
I just stare at him and I shake my head.
Malachi too is like, what are you doing? It's like, first you cast invisibility, then you get silence, you dispel it, turn into a dwarf.
I'm coming up with creative ideas. You guys aren't being helpful. I need to do something.
I look at him and I feel like you're like
character.
I'm like staring at this. I'm like, okay, this is enough. So I just walk in the door and I like, we need to sit and talk.
This can't wait till morning. He's like rubbing his eyes, like, why are you bothering me at this time of night?
I tell him this is we're talking about 2 barrels of gunpowder here.
Okay, so he's like,
And I show him my ledger.
So you show him the ledger. He's like, some stupid receiving problem. Okay, so he goes to his bed and he puts on his shoes and he's getting ready to leave. Can I have each one of you roll a perception check?
Skill check.
180. What the hell?
I don't know.
Something's wrong with Flynn, man.
I know. He sees everything.
My skills are awesome.
What the heck?
I can see everything.
You can see everything.
Hey, what's up with mine, dude? What kind of roll was that?
Are you guys still where you're at, standing at attention? I know.
Yeah,
Nahum,
it's still kind of crowded. It's kind of crowded. Now.
I think Nahum. Yeah.
I'm in there.
Okay. So Flynn comes up. Where does Flynn want to be?
Oh, wherever. I'm tiny. I can fit
Okay.
next to the desk where all the documents are.
So you're gonna go all the way there? Okay. Okay. So you walk in, and Flynn just boldly goes in, and he's like, right next to all the equipment without any idea of personal space. Where did Nam go?
I don't know.
Oh, did you?
Whoa.
Did you let?
You sit on him?
Sorry.
You sat on him, dude.
Damn it, Flynn.
Here. Okay, I moved Nam. You can move Flynn. You see Nam going, and he's more inquisitive, more asking questions, and Flynn just trots on in, starts looking at all the desks and all the books, and is like, oh, pretty stuff, just mentally mapping the room.
Yeah, you guys are gonna intimidate him, right? Rough him up a bit.
So,
Well, first, no. I'm a cleric, dude. I'm gonna talk to him in diplomacy.
so
All right.
Agor sits on his bed, and he starts putting on his shoes. I need you guys to roll another perception check.
Yeah, punks.
Oh, are we doing another perception? Or
Yeah.
Same one?
Oh, yeah, punks.
I got 20.
28.
110.
So you roll an 11. I think you take the 0 out.
Oh yeah, you just take a 0 out.
That's a heck of a typo, dude. This
You
is a
see his
little bit-
damage is like 300.
Got God mode on.
He's like one-shotting everybody.
Man with the golden gun.
So Flynn is sort of taking a look at the books and the desk, but he doesn't really notice what's going on. And so
Yeah, we'll do that later.
you can just talk freely. This is his character
Well,
only.
what I see is, you said, I see a flash of metal. Where do I actually see that?
From where he's tying his shoes.
And then I'm like, look, friend.
Okay.
Just now a friendly conversation. I'm telling you, this right now is a friendly conversation.
So you start saying that, and you are all taken back by what happens next. But you see him retrieve a knife from his shoe area, and Flynn, you hear like a little bit of a twang, and then you see him drive the knife into his throat.
Wait. I see this flash of metal. I think we should be rolling initiative and see if I can stop him at least.
Yeah, but this is a surprise round because he was willingly doing something before you guys were even able to react. The perception you did was to see if you could recognize what was going on, and you decide to like, hey, listen here, friend, and all of a sudden he just stabs himself. And so that's sort of the surprise round where only people that are aware of the initiative of what's going to happen can act. But
yeah.
it's sort of
Okay,
caught you.
cure serious wounds.
We're keeping this guy alive.
But
I'm gonna cure serious wounds right now.
as he does that,
Wait, did he die? Did he actually die or what?
you just see him plunge it into his throat. And
I basically call Malachi in, tell him to hold him down, and I cure him. Cure serious wounds.
okay, as you
Okay.
call out Malachi's name, you hear something break in the room. And in the four corners of the room where the candles are, this is Flynn. He's sort of like, when he hears that twang, he's like, that can't be good. And he looks up, and all of a sudden, the room just erupts in a conflagration.
Oh, no.
On each four corners of the room was a candle. And
Okay, wait, let me get the timing right.
Mhm.
You said he got the knife and he did what?
while he got the knife from the shoe area, he pulled it up, cutting a string, and then he plunged it into his throat.
Oh, wait, that's like 2 actions. We can't stop him before he did that?
One's a move action, and one is the actual standard action. But once again, this is a surprised round. You don't have initiative until this happens. And so
okay.
the part where you can start acting now is after the fire comes down from the ceiling. Basically, Flynn saw 4 crystal containers hit the candles and explode. And so now the room's a conflagration. Can I have the people that are in the room roll a reflex save?
Yeah!
Okay.
So we're both out of there?
So
No,
you
we
both
take half damage.
you both on the hearing the twang instinctively just like that can't be good, and you both cower as the flames erupt and they sort of expand above you before they come down, so you don't feel the majority of the blast. So each one of you got 7 points of damage. Now it's your guys' turn. You guys ducked as quickly as you could to avoid most of the blow. The room is erupting in fire, and you know if you continue to stay here, it's going to damage you even more each time you're there. So you guys have 6 seconds as a character to do something. And
Pull him out.
you see Agor with a dagger.
Yeah, I try to grab Agor and pull him out of the room.
So, okay, so
And I call to Flynn, to do the same.
Yep.
Okay, so that's going to be...
Basically, we try to drag this guy out of the room.
Yep. So you use your move action to grab him and another move action to bring him outside the room. For you, Malachi, you just see a flame just throw out of the room, and you're like, "What's going on?" And you run it. You look through the door, and you see Nahum pulling Agor out with a dagger in his throat, and you just see blood curling out of there, and he looks very ashen in his face. And Flynn, what do you do?
I just GTFO, and I can move 20. There I go.
Okay, so you just see Flynn hightailing. His hair's on fire, singed out, and he's like screaming down this hall, going, "Ah!"
My beautiful hair.
-2 to charisma for a while.
You have no eyebrows, dude.
And so after you do that, you just see the room.
I think you need a mask, a Darth Vader mask.
I've got my disguise kit.
You see the room just erupt in flames, and it's consuming everything in there, and it's like a vortex of flames being stirred in there. So you have Agor out.
Heal!
No, then I tell Malachi and the mage to hold him down, and then I take the dagger off and do cure wounds.
Okay.
Wait, is he dead?
He's very pale.
Okay, I'll use some moderate wounds.
Okay. So you pull the dagger out, and it's a very wicked looking dagger. Actually, could everyone roll a perception check? So as Nahum's reaching out the dagger, he's looking at it. It's a wicked barbed looking dagger, serrated teeth. It seems different from a normal dwarven craftsmanship.
So Malachi is like.
So how's that going?
As he's holding his dagger, while he's saying that, Malachi speaks out loud. This is not a dwarven knife. This is dark elven craftsmanship.
Okay.
So I cast a heal.
Nahum starts putting his hands on Agar, and he starts praying to the goddess Mishakol to heal him. And you feel like your healing blessing just ebb towards him, but all of a sudden it just retreats and retracts and dissipates. So
I'm gonna heal myself. I'm gonna do cure light. Bam.
So I figure he's dying then.
He's not responding, and he's still he's still bleeding profusely from the wound that you've just opened up from the dagger.
Does it look like he's poisoned? Is there poison?
Yeah, I'll check poison.
You look at the blade, and it's just covered in blood. You don't see any type of toxin or any type of residue on it, and the room starts. The fire's still going on. It's slowing to die down right now as you guys are doing this.
Well, I do a heal then if I can stop blood flow or do something.
Wait, what was that?
The skill heal.
We need to call authorities before someone. It tells Alzeus, go get help.
Okay, so you see Alzeus running down the hall. As he's doing that, you see some dwarves running down the hall anyways. And they're starting to come towards you guys. And you see Malachi just putting pressure on the throat, trying to stop the bleeding. And he's pulling out bandages from his pack and wrapping it around, trying to stop the bleeding. But it's still bleeding profusely, but the bandages are helping. A few minutes later, a patrol of dwarves come running down the hall. A fire shout goes out, and soon a brigade of dwarves form a fire line and water buckets the flames inside the room. Fortunately, the flames were only confined to his room. I'm
going to continue to monitor him.
Okay, so Nahum continues kneeling down, trying to apply pressure and trying to stop the bleeding with bandages, odd ends of clothing, whatever he has with him.
I'm gonna cast mending and prestidigitation on myself to clean myself up because I gotta be fabulous still.
You see,
I was not involved. There's no evidence.
Malachi will help out the fire brigade with putting the fire out.
Okay, so Malachi helps out with that. You see Flynn with his hair that was singed and awfully smelling before this. All of a sudden, it sort of like waves back into position, and you see this little glint, and none of the soot or anything is on him, and his clothes just look pristine as if they just came from the cleaners. Whereas Nahum is here like just his hair's all scorched, has a nasty smell. His clothes were singed, but he's trying to heal right now. And
I mutter under my breath, hair extensions.
Malachi is helping the fire brigade. Helping the fire brigade putting out the fire, and there's not much left within the room. It's just like the fire ravaged all the books and his desk and all the notes that were on his desk. So most of the furniture in the room's destroyed. The fire is out, and it's just a charred remains. Hastily, Duncan and Callan and others, including Ulrich, wade through the crowd of onlookers. Duncan says in a distraught tone, "What happened here?" And Ulrich, seeing his brother on the ground, yells out, "Agor, little brother, who did this?" As he pushes aside dwarves, he kneels beside his brother, and he stands there anguished and standing up slowly. He looks at you guys, and he has a crazed look to him and says, "You did this. You're responsible for him." And
so he didn't see me healing this guy, right?
no, he didn't.
Guy helping with the fire.
He just sees you kneeling.
I mean, what part of this? When did he get in?
He just right now, at this point in time, he just rushed to his brother's aid, pushing you all aside, and then he's like, "You're responsible for this," and he's looking at you guys, and Duncan and Callan restrain him. He has this like weird, wild look in his eyes for like a few seconds, and then once Duncan calms him down and says, "Settle down, lad. Some explaining needs to be done. Don't be rash." And he seeks to subdue Ulrich from his sort of rage that he was in, and then Ulrich looks around and he's just like, "Somebody help him! He's bleeding!" And he grabs Nam by the shirt. He's like, "Why aren't you healing him?"
Wait a minute. I'm still in him, bandaging him, right?
Well, he sort of pushed you aside.
I mean, I don't understand when did he get in? The whole time I was healing him and bandaging him.
Yeah, but unfortunately, when he saw his brother, he was just pushing through the crowd and he pushed you aside to get to him. And then, he's like, "Who's responsible for this?" And then he got calmed down. And then he sort of grabs you, because you're kneeling right next to him. He's like, "Why aren't you healing him?"
I look at him straight in the eye. I'm like, "Do you not see the bandages?"
He's like, but be merciful, a spell of healing."
Tell the truth, dude. There's some dark magic on him.
Well, I tried to explain to him. I already tried, and it didn't. It receded from him.
Okay.
I asked him to get his clerics if he doesn't believe me.
So
he's been magicked.
He's
And in the meantime, get out of my way and let me save your brother.
Okay. So you say that to him, and some of the dwarves run off towards trying to find a cleric, a dwarven cleric, and Duncan's like, "Oh, that's a horrible wound. What happened? What you hit him with, or what was stuck with him?"
I say, tell him the truth, dude.
No, I grabbed the dagger and I give it to him. He stabbed himself with this.
A dagger, you say, and he looks at it, and the crowd gasps when you show them the dagger. He's like, "A wicked dagger." And you said he had this? Troubling, for the blade is draw made. Get Agor.
Wait. His brother said that? Or
no, this
what?
is Duncan.
Not Duncan saying that.
Duncan's looking at the dagger, and he says, "Get Agor to the healing ward, under tight supervision. No one is to talk to him except for me." Points at other dwarves, and he starts an inquiry about what people might know, and he asks you guys, and he inquires who is nearby or witnesses to sort of get their account. And the inspection team that he's sort of assembled is inspecting the room, inspecting the dagger, inspecting Agor, looking at all sides of it. And from there, that's when the chaos started, and it continued. The black powder was never recovered, for the Inquisition revealed little to no clues. Most were dead ends. So this is like a summary of what's happened post. So this is the moment where you guys have noticed where chaos has started. As I said, the black powder was never recovered, and the Inquisition that Duncan had revealed little to no clues. Most were dead ends.
Wait, what Inquisition?
Duncan sort of assembled a team to inspect and figure out what was going on, and he took statements from all of you guys of your account, along with witnesses in the area. They looked in the room, they looked at the dagger, and they have Agor under supervision right now.
Okay.
Agor slowly healed over time, but attempts to use divine arts have failed. He has regained consciousness, but cannot speak due to his damaged vocal cords. He's refusing all forms of communication and has given no aid to the investigation that was at hand. For the time being, Ulrich and his entire family have been under house arrest, not able to leave. The patrols have doubled over Tor'Dur-Dum as rumors spread around the fortress of what occurred.
Oh.
1 week later from this event is when the first wave attacks started at the eastern wall. So now we're going to the present time. We did a flashback. So we're back on the wall, and this is where we started. The sound of a horn snaps you back to attention. Down the battlefield, you see a small wave of gnolls rushing towards the gate.
Oh, so it's been several days already.
It's been a week.
Okay, well, I'm gonna cast Mastercraft on all our items during that entire week.
So you guys come back from thinking about when all this bad stuff started, and you snap back in attention, you look at the battlefield, and you see a small wave of gnolls rushing towards the gate. The ground forces buckle down into a defensive formation. Below you, there's about 20 or 30 dwarves, and they're sort of awaiting the enemy. Shields up. Spears are raised in the ready position. You guys are on the upper wall, where you are stationed with Duncan and Callan. And Duncan and Callan are manning the ballista, projecting large spears towards the advancing column of gnolls. To your left, the gnomes have erected a scaffolding around the latest device. They call it the Lethal Healing Amplified Modular Photon Beam.
The lights. What?
Wait, say that again?
The Lethal Healing Amplified Modular Photon Beam. The Technomancers have been hard at work on this... Huh?
The lampu?
Close. I'll give it to Miles. It's called a lamp.
It's a
LHAM...
lamb. Let's call it lamb.
LHAMPB, lamp. Gnomes like making long acronyms of devices. Golem was the guardian and opposing light automaton machinery. This is a lethal healing amplified modular photon beam. But you guys could call it lamp for short. So they've been erecting the scaffolding, and for this past week, ever since they got the schematics, they've been trying to make this cannon, or a prototype of it. They are entirely focused on this device. There's about 5 to 8 gnomes just running around scaffolding, building, erecting stuff, gears and pistons and mechanical beings, and of course that life gem that you guys saw earlier. As stated earlier, the party has been put in charge of protecting this gnomish device and the engineers during construction.
So since we're like in midst of combat, I'm already in my dragon style, snake style.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to mention is what spells do you guys have active? You guys are up on the wall, and there's been a lot of battles happening for the past... Your shift just started, but you know there's a lot of danger that's been had and a lot of fighting that's been had.
Alzeus has mage armor.
It's a big
I'll
one.
have Expeditious Retreat on myself.
How long? What's the duration on that?
It's like a minute per level.
Okay. I think loading up the map killed Marty.
He did.
So the map's not loaded for you guys yet?
I see it.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
Dead people.
A lot of bodies.
I see dead people.
Lots of dead bodies. So I fully healed you guys. Where do you guys want to be? To the left of you guys is the lamp that's being constructed, and to the right is Duncan and Callan, and they're manning the ballista, throwing salvos into the oncoming wave of gnolls. The gnoll army is to the very top of the screen, and the dwarven defenders on the ground unit is at the bottom.
So we're on top of the... I want to go melee.
Remember your duty is to protect the thing.
The lampu?
Yeah, lamp.
Oh, it's under construction?
It's under construction.
Okay.
In that case, I'll have my bow out then, which is now a masterwork bow.
I will cast... What's it called? Silent Image of just like more wall in front of it, so it looks like they can't see anything there. It's like a wall. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So that's like... I could make it really big if I want. Would be grant concealment to that area.
Okay.
Cool.
And I guess I'll be behind it too, so I'm concealed as well.
Okay, so you're making a fake cube-like wall.
Yeah, or just like it looks rounded, so I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna, make it more wall and just make it taller.
Mhm.
So the thing is concealed.
As this happens, what I'm doing is I'm gonna roll to see how much time has gotten by before an event takes place. 35 minutes have passed on by, so Expeditious Retreat is offline.
Yeah.
You're still concentrating on the illusion. Let's just say
Yeah.
that it makes it invisible.
Okay, sure.
For simplicity's sake. Actually, let me shorten the duration of time because the gnolls are advancing.
Fireball!
Let's just say your Expeditious Retreat is still on. That's fine. It's only been 3 minutes, and the gnolls have been gathering and marching forward, gathering speed, and they're the Malakal has been throwing arrows, launching arrows. The scaffolding surrounds a large 8-foot steampunk cannon called the Lamp. This is the second day of an exhausting long battle. The party has been assigned to protect the construction of the lamp. Numerous undead, orcs, and giants and other enemies have assembled in a prolonged siege of the eastern wall. It is the beginning of dusk when your shift starts. Numerous dead enemies and defenders litter the battlefield. As you can see, there are a few dead giants, tons of dead orcs and goblins, and now a wave of gnolls is pressing towards the gate. Near the northwest side, there's a small mound of dead defenders with their banner waving in the air. So let me show you where that is. That is right here. You see those people in plate
with
mail?
the skull and crossbones and the dead wizards.
Yep. So there's a bunch of dead people, and that's like sort of like the last previous battle that occurred, and a lot of dwarves were lost in that one. So it's pretty grim indeed. As you guys are waiting your the oncoming charge of gnolls, Duncan is busy manning the ballista, and the dwarves around him start pointing up in the air as these sort of creatures drop from overhead. So they're pretty high up. You guys weren't really paying attention because the gnolls were there, and all of a sudden they just swoop down, and right when they get close, Malachi and Nahum spot these as well. And Malachi and Nahum see 3 creatures in flight towards, so they're coming from the east along the wall and heading towards you guys, but it seems like they're coming near the ballista first. 2 winged beasts swoop down upon Duncan's group, but not as a dive bomb, but as a pass-by. The wings are almost bat-like, yet made out of solid stone as most of their body. One of the winged beasts has the appearance of a demonic human, while the other one is more feral in nature and is quadruped. Within the tight formation of the winged enemies, a third, smaller in stature, feathered beast emerges, almost as if it was trying to hide behind the wings and the shadows of the creatures. While on the pass-by, it cries out a harmonic song at the groups surrounding Duncan. You see them right there towards Duncan's group.
Yep.
And they seem to be doing a flyby of Duncan's group. They're not, it doesn't seem like they're attacking, but sort of going through them. And that's when you see the feathered beast just start opening her mouth and singing this melodious tune. Immediately, 3 of the dwarves and Callan start following the feathered creature as they all start heading towards you guys. They're moving at 80, so they get to right about here when you guys could do something. And at the same time, Callan's group starts running that way. Can Nahum and Malachi roll a will save? So as soon as the feathered creature gets near you guys, as you're able to hear the song, you see Malachi and Nahum just glaze over. Their eyes start looking like, like the. Have you guys heard of the 1,000-yard stare or something? It's when people in the army get like shell shocked from like the horrors of battle or artillery fire, and they just have this glazed look on the battlefield as if like they can't comprehend what's going on. That's what Nahum and Malachi have, the look that they have.
Great.
Flynn, you notice that your companions, like Malachi's not throwing, loading up his bow. He's not attacking. He's just sort of standing there.
Yeah.
Well, do we recognize what this thing is, first off?
Can you roll a knowledge check for Alzeus and for Flynn?
Nature?
Nature. Roll it.
Bam.
Okay.
I'm not going to bother. He doesn't have it. So, Flynn, what is that thing?
Flynn noticed this to be a harpy, but more of a higher form of a harpy called a siren.
Basically, Alzeus asks real quickly, do we know how to disrupt, how can we disrupt this spell?
Well, it seems constant, so if it's auditory, I suppose a silent spell could could nullify that.
Yeah, actually, that's what I'm kind of hoping a knowledge check would help verify that.
Yeah, the knowledge check. Flynn knows that it's a audible effect, but the silent spell might help in the situation, but you're not sure if it's enough to remove the existing effect that's been happened.
I see.
We stop this harpy or this siren first, hold it or something, immobilize it. Will it stop the enchantment?
It should. Alzeus or Flynn definitely thinks it should.
Actually, did they get a saving throw? Because I could do counter song instead. That would probably be better.
So I'm gonna say it is Alzeus's turn. Yes.
Do you want to try your counter song first?
What's Alzeus's? Sure.
Okay, I'll hold my action then.
Until what?
Alzeus, I mean.
after
Wait a
Alzeus goes.
minute. She cast this siren spell before initiative?
The harpy,
Harpy.
they started their attack like towards Duncan's group, and they're just traveling right now towards you guys. That's why they did their move action.
But we don't get to respond to their action.
Okay, you could go. I'll let you guys. Well, let's see. Malachi's initiative was low. You're at the very bottom. Do you see the initiative order? Well, I'll go ahead and give you a turn. Go ahead.
Okay.
You can do what you want. You can take your turn.
All right. I cast protection from evil.
Okay. So Marty casts protection of evil
Okay.
as soon as he saw the enemies near Duncan, and then they moved toward you guys, and that's when this event occurred. Unfortunately, Marty, even with the blessings of Mishkal upon you, you succumb to the powers of the harpy. Alzeus is going to wait. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's gonna wait for Flynn to do his thing first.
Okay, it's Flynn's turn.
Cool. Start to use perform to do a counter song. So since they didn't get a saving throw, it now grants them a saving throw against
Your perform skill.
perform 12.
Okay, so each one of you, I want you guys to roll a 1d20 and then add 12 to it. So both of you guys just twitch and like your eyes come back and you look around and you notice that there's 3 beasts flying towards you guys. It's Malachi's turn. You're able to you just witness this weird haze effect that came over you. Now you're like, whoa, and then you quickly come to arm.
Get in melee. Well, I mean, I'm in my stances, and I'll just shoot my bow at her.
Okay, go ahead and roll attack.
21.
The arrow, unfortunately, wangs off. There's a gargoyle, the demonic gargoyle in front of her, and it sort of hits the wing of him and bounces off towards the side. And so it was deflected by the creature in front of her. Naam, it's your turn.
Hey, Bryn hasn't acted yet.
Oh, okay. What do you want Bryn to do?
Okay, Bryn is... Should I just hold her?
Would that cause it to fall?
Oh, well, it's humanoid. Would that work on the harpy? She's humanoid, right?
Roll for Bryn's knowledge.
I asked Flynn. Hey, Flynn! Will a whole person spell work on the harpy?
Well, he already did a knowledge check, and he believes that it should be effective. He's not 100% sure.
Okay, cast hold. All right, saving throw. Will saving throw DC 17.
You see the eyes just screech even louder as they look at them as the harpy notices the magic user, and it seems like she's darting towards that way.
I will cast Sun Monster, the Archon.
Oh, Archon, summon Archon. Okay, go and
What spell level is that?
It's a Lantern Archon.
Oh, okay. It's like, dang.
It's a little gem that floats around me. It's I have no range.
Getting celestial beings out.
what does it do? Can you give us a
Yeah, no. Well, technically it is a celestial being.
Yeah,
but
it's flying, but
it's kind of
small.
like
a crow.
yeah.
So what does it do?
Well, it's supposedly shaped like a gem, right?
Okay.
So the first thing it has to do is all of them have to roll a will save again.
Aura of Menace. DC 13 versus Will.
What's the range?
20 foot radius. Those who fail take a -2 penalty to attacks, AC, and saves for 24 hours.
Okay, so that's where you see the 20. So keep that in mind. It's in
Okay, so it will move then. It'll move.
Okay.
What's its movement, Miles?
60. Okay.
Yeah.
Aha!
So I will have.
I'm moving with it, by the way.
You are? Okay. Okay.
Everyone's following me, right?
Yeah, but don't forget the dwarves, I think, are under the spell.
What?
The dwarves to the right, they're under the spell.
Oh, shoot. Did everyone make it?
Yeah, everyone made it.
Hell,
Damn.
saving throw, dude. 23, 25s, damn.
They were high
Alright,
rolls. What's the Archon do in terms of damage?
It shoots laser
touch.
beams.
Yeah, it shoots lasers.
Range touch or?
Range touch, +3.
Okay, go and roll it.
Does a 15 hit?
The harpy gets hit by the Archon's ionic beam, and it does 1d6. Go ahead and do that.
Pew!
And pew, 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 pew.
Nice.
Woohoo!
A little feather just gently floats to the ground, as the Archon
Nice, dude.
tries to fire a shot at it. The feral gargoyle flies towards what you know to be the lamp, and actually just lands right in front, and it starts ripping into it, even though it's invisible.
It's not. I lost concentration when I had to start doing the song.
There you go. So it starts ripping in there and tearing away at the scaffolding and at the actual portal. Azaius' turn.
Scorching Ray the Harpy. Woohoo! That should be a hit.
Yeah, go ahead and roll the damage. The first one hits. The second Scorching Ray just flies south.
Oh, you know what? It's only one. He only has one ray. Sorry.
Okay. Go and roll damage. So
11.
it does 11 points damage. I'll do that.
Wow, that's lower than average. That's not good.
The harping takes a blunt of it in the chest and just squawks real loud, and it seems to be even more enraged as it comes towards you guys. The harpy, so the way I'm going to do this is it's going to be singing, and Flynn is going to be trying to counter the song. And these are both sort of passive abilities. So each time the harpy, you're in the range of the harpy, it's going to, you have to roll a saving throw, a will saving throw versus his perform. So it flies in right next to the gargoyle, and it starts squawking this melodious tune. And now that the harpy is close to you guys, having a closer look at the harpy, you see that the feathers are smeared with decayed bits of flesh and food. A necklace charm is strewn together with string and bone and bits of shiny metal around its neck. The stench of the harpy is almost nauseating. The demonic gargoyle stands at least 7 feet tall. Now that he's closer to you, you can see this, with an impressive build. A dark, almost blood-covered gem is embedded in his forehead, and the feral gargoyle howls as it starts ripping the prototype weapon. So the harpy comes down, and everyone that's in its range, which is all the players, need to roll a will save.
Good job, Flynn. I like your stuff.
Yay.
So you see Flynn just really belling out really loud, and he seems to be overpowering the harpy for you guys, and you guys aren't able to succumb to the effects of the song. You see these other dwarves that were following the harpy come towards you, and they run up to you guys, and they get about 40, and they're still running towards the harpy.
They got saving throws too, right?
Once they get to 30.
Oh, you're not 30 yet? Wow, how precise of them.
Start moving to the right, Flynn.
Yeah, I know, dude.
It's actually Flynn's turn now.
Does the lamp obstruct?
No,
Like,
it's
can I shoot past it?
No, it's
Yeah.
blocking you.
It's blocking.
the lamp.
Yeah.
Oh, that lamp. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So if I took a 5-foot step like that way,
It
could
would
I
not.
hit the feral
No, because
gargoyle?
it's still. Let me do a vision blocking thing to you so you can see the effect. So if you put your mouse over yourself, you can actually
So
see.
if I go like that, 5-foot step like that.
Do you want to
I
hit the
can
gargoyle or the harpy?
gargoyle.
Oh, the gargoyle. Yeah, you could hit it from there.
And so if I took a 5-foot step
Hit,
this
hit
way,
the
I
harpy.
could,
Hit the harpy.
I can't. If so this is still obstructing, right?
Yeah.
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 What-
I'll do a move then. I'll do a move,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah,
a
there we go.
single attack against the harpy. I can't do full round.
You shoot and it just goes through the wing, but it doesn't seem to have hit anything. It just travels right through the harpy.
Attack roll 3. Yeah, that was a terrible roll.
So
Step.
the demonic gargoyle lands in between Malachi and Flynn, and it starts tearing and headbutting and trying to attack Flynn.
Hey, by the way, I'm gonna I want to do an intimidate check so that they know that I'm the most intimidating guy there.
So you see the claws try to rend at Flynn. I'm only doing the top one, and luckily you duck underneath this blow as you see this massive claw with stone-like daggery fingers come towards you, but you're able to skip out of its path. It's Naeem's turn.
Also, 2 of the dwarves are
Wait,
And-
how about Malachi?
and Kalen are in
Oh,
range.
sorry,
of me.
Malachi. Yeah.
So I am gonna take a 5-foot step.
Mhm.
Now, is the gargoyle doing a lot of damage to this thing?
He's
already?
ripping apart the scaffolding. He's getting to the actual device itself. So yes.
So so I'm trying to assess this really quickly, but if I attack the harpy first, will the gargoyle successfully may potentially destroy the lamp thing?
No, it's gonna take a while longer. You believe.
All right, so
It just started attacking it.
So as my free action, I'm letting out a big big roar at them. So trying to attack, trying to get their attention so that they're attacking me instead of either the lamp or anyone else in the party.
Okay.
So I take the 5-foot step and I do a leaping, double-fisted, like arching from the top of my head.
Off the edge of the wall.
Well, no,
Don't
we're at
miss.
the edge, right?
Don't miss.
Well, I'm still at the wall, but for effects, I jump up in the air with my two fists together, and I try to pummel the harpy.
Okay.
That's power attack too, by the way.
Okay. You see the harpy just almost fall 5 feet from the force of your blow as you pummeled it with your double-fisted swinging downward pummel.
Snake dragon hands.
Yes.
Snake dragon hands. Exactly. Does I do damage?
Yeah, you connected with it solid, and it just like
plus 10 to hit. Damn.
That's for the power attack. Let's check out this damage.
Plus.
What the hell?
one of the wings is fluttering a little slower, so it's like trying to compensate as it flies back up, and it's still trying to sing. That blow is almost enough for it to cease, but it continues singing. Name's turn.
I will cast silence on that stupid thing. Yeah, I had it prepped. It negates sound. It's a 20-foot radius.
Yep.
So I might have to move.
So go ahead and move it.
Oh.
Put it over us. Just don't put it over Alzeus.
Well.
Okay.
Good.
So you see Naam.
All right.
Wait. So did you move or did you cast first?
I cast first and then move.
Okay. So you see Naam and he starts chanting to Mishakal, and all of a sudden you just see like a dome just appear around the area. Malachi, you're not able to hear anything right now. And then
Dome of silence.
And then Naam hastily go towards the demonic gargoyle, ready to start bashing it with its weapon. The feral gargoyle ignores the cry of Malachi as he starts rending through the...
Wait. My gem still has an attack.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so my gem goes here.
Okay.
It shoots a laser, pew pew, on the harpy.
Oh, you don't have to do the saving throw anymore, Andy.
Oh, I
You
don't?
just have to, once you resist it, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which ones is attacking the harpy and which one?
Just the harpy.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, go and roll for damage on both of those. Those are 2 solid hits coming out of the
2d6.
Archon.
And also, those dwarves have to roll intimidate or that the will save as well. Well, I mean, if it tries to attack us,
Yeah.
Okay. So what does Alzeus do at this time?
there goes all my second level spells.
We'll cast another Scorching Ray. Dang it. Alright.
Okay. So the Scorching Ray unfortunately misses the harpy. It shoots wide as Alzeus is trying to point his finger at the harpy. The harpy continues blasting a song. I need all of you guys in the area to...
You good with silence?
Oh wait, it's silenced. Yes. So because of that, you see the dwarves that were charging towards you guys or towards that area just stop looking. Oh man, I had this whole thing set up for you guys, but you guys messed it up.
Good job with the silence, dudes.
Yes.
That's what that's what D&D is all about, dude. Messing with the dungeon master.
Players are tricky little creatures.
Yes.
I know.
Oh, dude.
It's called not wanting to die.
We're really slippery.
Mhm. Yeah, you guys are under the effects, and the harpy seems to be a little powerless due to the silence that you've been doing. It starts rending its claws at Malachi.
Did she miss?
The first one
24.
misses, and then the second one hits.
Alright, so the one that missed, since I'm snake style, I get to attack back.
Okay, go ahead.
Lousy.
Yeah. So as she's reaching for you, you block the one of the talons, and you just try pounding at it, but it moves out of the way while another talon just rips across to you. It does minimal damage to you. It only does 1 point of damage.
It's like, oh, you're going down, fool.
But it's poison. It causes paralysis.
Tis a scratch.
And then it grapples you and swallows you whole.
Flynn, it's your turn.
All right, I will 5-foot step. So attack.
I assume you're hitting the demonic gargoyle.
Yeah.
Okay. Both those shots just bounce off of its its stone-like skin as you try to launch 2 arrows into it. The demonic gargoyle turns to Nam.
Rotate. That's good.
And it starts just trying to scrape at you with its claws. The first claw, you seem to duck under, but then you're caught by the second claw, and then it reaches in while you're ducking, and it takes a bite out of you during that time. So you get 11 points of damage.
I have a +2 AC, right?
From
protection from evil.
Okay, so your AC is 25, right?
Yeah.
Still, the claw and the bite hits you for 11. So it just delivered 2 staggering blows to you as it's sort of focusing on you right now. Malachi, it's your turn. You see that the
harpy looks pretty damaged, right?
The harpy looks pretty damaged, but the pharaoh-like gargoyle has been like just ripping into the cannon itself, and it's doing some serious damage to it.
How big is this gargoyle?
It's
Is
about
it really big.
No, he's medium size. He's not large size.
Well, I can't yell to Flynn. So, all right, since the lamp is taking so much damage, I'm gonna grapple it. I don't know what his CMD is.
Wait, what are you trying to do?
I'm gonna grapple the gargoyle.
Kill the harpy. It's almost dead.
What do you guys think? Yeah. All right, I'll do that. I want to do a power attack. I just want to hit it. Well, but Andy's saying that it's doing a lot of damage to a lamp thing, and that's our main thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just have Alzea's magic missile thing, dude.
So you try to grab at it, and you're trying to pull it away from the lamp, but the stone is just really strong, and you're trying to grab the tail and pull, but your hands just slip off of it as you try to grab it. Nam, it's your turn.
I can touch a willing creature as a standard action. Yeah.
And do what?
It's a standard action.
What's it called?
Bit o' luck. Basically, it's that D20 thing. All D20s you roll. I guess
And for the next round, he rolls twice and selects the most favorable one.
You touch Flynn, and you give him the blessings of Mishkal upon him.
Oh, baby.
Because it's a touch, there's no attack of opportunity, I would say.
Yeah. Okay, and then my gem will fire again at the harpy.
Okay.
Pew, pew.
So go ahead and roll that.
17. 15.
Both those nail into the harpy as it was already fluttering, so it wasn't able to dodge or fly around as easily. Go ahead and do the damage.
7 total.
Okay. It's just trying to hover in air, but it's finding difficulty to do so. Alzeus' turn.
Magic missile into the darkness.
Okay.
Auto hit.
Pretty much
It's an auto hit.
it took the harpy out. The harpy just collapses to the ground, desert floor.
Woohoo! One down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did the dwarves didn't get their turn.
Well, the dwarves attacks the one attacking me
So
because they're helping their savior.
Yeah, the doors will go on the harpy's turn. Meanwhile, while this is happening, the ground forces and the gnolls, sorry, we've been sort of ignoring them for a while, have come together and they're clashing arms in the middle of the battlefield. And the battle is going pretty furious right now. For the most part, the dwarves are winning. Gnolls are pretty easy. Kalen and the 4 accompanying dwarves start coming in, and they start taking battle positions around the gargoyle. And one of them goes through you, and they start taking positions. 2 of them start running towards the one on the hitting the lamp, and they're going to try to attack it over there. And so they're sort of getting in position to start doing some damage. And it is Flynn's turn.
I will move this way and switch to Song of Courage. Everyone who can hear me.
Stress that.
That's important right now.
Yeah, I know.
So another spell might get dismissed soon. But everyone can hear me gets, 2 to attack, 2 to damage, 2 save versus fear.
Oh, the inspiration.
Yeah.
Inspire courage. Okay. Flynn starts busting out a song, and for Malachi, you just hear him open his mouth and close him and open and close. But the rest of you feel like this just uplifting battle song being sung by Flynn as he's just engaging in battle. The demonic gargoyle just keeps his eyes on Nam as he does another volley of attacks at him. Unfortunately, none of them were able to hit as you're ducking, your shield's up, and you're in a defensive posture after his attack. It's Malachi's turn.
even though in the silence bubble, they're basically trying to motion the other dwarves to help him grapple the gargoyle.
Okay, they'll give you +2 to your roll.
Each of them?
Each of them.
That's fair enough.
Okay.
They're trying to distract
How many
the feral.
Yeah, basically we're just gonna try to dogpile them. So
Yeah.
how many?
+4. Okay. So the three of you just
Grapple.
leap onto the
Dog pile.
the feral gargoyle. You're just hanging onto his tail. The other one's hanging onto his wing, trying to bend it, and the other one's like trying to grab his around his snout, trying to pull him off. So as of right now, he's grappled, along with the three of you. Nam, you just pretty much blew off a bunch of attacks from the gargoyle in front of you. You're uplifted by
gargoyle down.
Flynn's song.
So,
Okay, the harpy's out. Okay,
Yeah.
I can do this as a quick action, right?
Yeah,
Just negate
dispels
silence.
yeah.
And then I'll just do a normal attack, I guess. Do I get a temporary attack bonus?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get +2 from courage.
Oh, jeez. Oh yeah, I hit 19.
Unfortunately, your attack just bounced off the gargoyle as it didn't really solidly connect. It just did glancing blow.
What?
Dude, a 19? No, yeah, you're expecting 20s out of these guys, I'm thinking.
Cripes.
The feral gargoyle is going to try to escape from the... He's like trying to move his head, trying to move you guys off of him, and he's going to try to get out. So he's going to do a CMD check.
Grapple?
Break the grapple.
Okay, wait. So how does... Let me see. Yeah, this is kind of... I'm trying to look at the rules right now.
While you do that, I'm going to roll.
You make your CMB versus attacker's CMD.
I just finished reading Protection from Evil.
Mm-hmm.
And it says here the spell prevents bodily contact by evil summoned creatures. This causes the natural weapon attacks of such creatures to fail,
Okay,
and the creatures to recoil if such attacks require touching the warded creature.
that is
Except
fine.
they're summoned.
Yeah.
I know. Is that summoned?
Unfortunately, they're not. They're
Fine.
real in life,
Just
and
checking.
yeah, the good call. But unfortunately, they're not summoned creatures.
So, 20. So my CMD is fit with the two dwarves helping me. Okay, so multiple creatures.
Oh, okay.
Defender receives
Okay.
+2 bonus to break
Yeah.
free from a
Anyways,
grapple each
yeah.
each
Anyways, the roll was low. He got an 18, and you guys
Oh,
are
okay, never mind.
all above 20s.
Woohoo!
So
Jeez.
he's trying to throw you off, and that's his turn. He's like bucking him, you know, like a wild stallion. He's trying to buck you off and move you off, and he's like pounding you into the lamp, and you're just like grabbing onto him still as he's trying to rend you guys off. And
Okay.
it's Alzeus' turn.
Alzeus is starting to run out of spells.
He's got plenty of magic missiles against the
He also has a wand, I think. But anyways,
demonic gargoyle.
I'll do Shocking Grasp.
you need to be in melee range.
Melee.
He can 5-foot step.
I will cast a Frost Ray at it.
Okay. Yeah, the gargoyle just wasn't even phased by anything that you threw at it like that. So the dwarven defenders that are near you guys start coming into battle, and the two of them are trying to grapple the dog, and they stay on, and they start trying to pin it, trying to make it so it can't move anymore. And both of them are having a hard time doing so. The one near Nam, the dwarven defenders near Nam and Callan start swinging at the gargoyle, and let me just roll for one of them. The
Jeez.
Callan gets some defining blows onto the golem itself. However,
Oh man, I feel so weak right now.
however, you notice that the halberd itself is like causing sparks against the gargoyle as attacks are hitting it. And it's Flynn's turn.
So wait, he didn't do any damage?
He hit it.
Oh,
That wasn't the question.
but he didn't do any damage?
He hit it.
Okay. I'll cast Versatile Weapon
Okay.
on Callan's halberd. He seems to be the best at hitting right now. And that just allows weapons to bypass damage resistance.
Okay. So you cast versatile weapon on his halberd, and the halberd, which already had a metal or like a aura around it, continues to grow even brighter as you finish your ballad of a song, praising him for his strength. The gargoyle that was getting hit by the blows from the halberd sort of forgoes Nam, looks at Callan, and starts attacking him because the halberds were hitting him. Two of them, a swing and a bite, once again hits Callan as they did Nam, and You see just his armor protecting from most of the blows, but you see just a little trickle of blood starting to come down through his armor. And it is Malachi's turn. So you're sitting on top of this demonic the feral gargoyle, just trying to buck and bronk and trying to make it into just calm it down or whatever. So what would you like to do?
Okay, so I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure out if I should pin it. Yeah, but then, or I can go try just to tie the defender up straight, but it's a -10.
And you need shackles or something.
I have rope.
Yeah, but it's in your backpack. It's a move action to grab. It's not in your hand.
He has quick draw rope.
Wasted a whole feat just for that.
Okay, well, I have to maintain the grapple. Let me see. Do I have to maintain the grapple first?
I believe so.
So I maintain the grapple, and
Yep.
then I can do something,
Mm-hmm.
which means that I'll try to pin it.
Okay. So with the weight of the dwarves, you reach out and you're trying to like buckle him against the floor, and you guys are trying to basically continue the dog pile.
Yeah. So it's pinned.
Mm-hmm.
Raw!
So you guys, all three of you dwarves just push real hard while you guys are trying to pin it, and it's on its side now. The legs are given away to it, and you guys just lie on top of it. And you see Malachi just sitting on top of the beast, trying to put all his weight down so that it can't move
No, I
anymore.
have it by the horns of the head. And
Okay.
like I twisted it, so it's like
Like a bull.
it's like a bull.
Yes.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm
Awesome. Okay. So you maintain the grapple. Nam, it's your turn.
I'll just normally attack it, I guess.
Okay. Unfortunately, your Morning Star just bounces off the
Yeah,
gargoyle as you
figured.
attack. It's just it's made out of pure stone, so it's like you're trying to hit the bridge. It's just not doing much.
Okay. Well, how about let's...
Stone shape it.
I tried that once already. Didn't work.
Oh,
I mean, like on another creature that was like that.
got it.
Okay, my gem will attack, I guess.
Okay. Which one?
The gargoyle.
Okay. The first one strikes the gargoyle, and you see it just like a little singe area where it hit. Go and roll for damage.
Yep, a little singe area, all right.
A little chest hair got singed. And then the feral gargoyle that's pinned. What can it do in a pin state?
So pinned creature cannot move, is denied this dexterity bonus.
Uh-huh.
So basically, if you try to get out, you have no dexterity bonus. Can always attempt to free itself, usually through combat maneuver check or escape artist check.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna try to escape out of the pin by doing a combat maneuver.
Dexterity.
Unfortunately, it tried to get up, but you just grab by the horns. You continue putting pressure on the head, so it can't scamper up.
Stay
While
down.
the other dwarves are trying to pull the legs out underneath it. Alzeus' turn.
Cast the frost, ray of frost.
Go ahead and range touch it.
Jeez, dude, I can't even get
Alzeus
to
is
the
having a
thing.
bad day. His rays of frost are getting melted by the time it even reaches the gargoyle. Okay, so Callan and the Dwarven defenders come into play here. Callan takes a swipe at the gargoyle. He's like, "Aye, back to the abyss with you little devil!" And
Nice.
both of them hit, and this time they're actually chiseling off pieces of stone from the gargoyle.
Nice, dude. 2 crits?
They didn't hit.
Oh, 1 crit.
No, if you look, the crit
No,
rolls are 1
The
and
crit
14.
one did not confirm at 15.
Yeah.
But still, the damage still, that's 13.
13 and 17.
Probably has DR, though.
Not after what Flynn did.
Oh, Kellen died.
Oops.
Yeah.
Did I do the wrong one?
Good job, dude.
He hit himself.
What the heck?
I damaged the wrong person.
Yeah.
So it took like 2 chunks out of the demonic gargoyle. You actually see a wing just crash to the floor and go and start crumbling away as it's wounded, and it just yells a really loud demonic cry as it's in pain right now.
Well, I guess we're on the right track. I'm going to cast Versatile Weapon on Nahum, his Morning Star, too.
It just allows your weapon to bypass damage resistance, and you see
awesome, dude.
you see your mace start glowing as Flynn points at it. The demonic gargoyle, in its battle haste, tries to jump and fly, but it notices that one of its wings is down, so it starts running away. So all you guys get an attack of opportunity at it.
Here we go.
So
Ah!
you both land crushing blows as it
Nice.
tries to flee away, and you just see it crumple, and all of a sudden just breaks into stone as it just crashes into the bridge. Malachi, it's your turn.
All right, so I'm yelling at the other dwarves to. I don't know when their turn was, but I want them to pull the rope out of my pack.
Okay.
'Cause I want to tie this fool up.
POW.
This thing's not sentient as far as I'm concerned. This thing's going down.
So one of the dwarves, you motion to your pack, and you point to the string that's actually clipped on the outside of the pack. So one of the dwarf reaches over and grabs it, and while he does that, you pull the other side. Are you trying to pin it, entangle him?
Well, I have to maintain it first. So let
So
me
go
roll my
ahead.
maintain. Works, and then I'm gonna tie it up.
Okay.
Oh, a little rodeo thing going on here. So plus 16, right?
You barely were able to rend it and wrap it in rope while it was tied on the ground. It was like just about to stand up, and you keep on wrapping the rope around it. Go ahead.
It's
And
tied up.
You tied it up.
Okay, so the DC to escape the bonds is equal to 20 plus my combat maneuver bonus. 36. Ha ha! That was not getting out.
Watch it roll a 36.
Yeah, I know, right? Even a natural 20 won't work.
The thing is, you're using rope, so
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It has acidic blood.
No, because the thing is, it's like it's the way he's pinned too, right? It's not just brute strength. Basically, according to the thing, okay, so the DC to escape the bonds equal to 20 plus the combat maneuver bonus. My combat maneuver. So
Okay.
the CMB basically implies that I have him twisted up.
Okay, so basically you rend the feral gargoyle helpless.
Tied up.
You tie it up, and you even like wrap it around the muzzle so it can't even talk anymore, and it's just sitting there like entwined in the rope, and it can't get out. It's trying to get out right now, but yeah. So you basically pinned it.
Hey, so the gargoyle, is it considered a sentient being? Well, basically, my guy doesn't kill.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
naturally. No, but then if it's evil, right? If it's like a no-kidding evil monster kind of thing, yeah, I'm gonna destroy it.
Well, it is evil, and it does have intelligence, so it is sentient.
Okay, well, I think it counts. I'm gonna take it out.
Okay.
It's considered helpless. Haha.
So, Niam, it's your turn. You just saw this demonic gargoyle just shatter into like 100 like tiny little rocks.
Wait, so it's dead, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I start channeling a heal.
At who? At the group?
Oh, at everybody.
Yeah. Okay. So you do your channeling spell, and pretty much,
Did anybody get damaged?
yeah, Callan and
Damage, dude.
I did.
so roll for the healing. So you notice that Callan and you are both at full health. The bleeding that Callan received from the gargoyle stops, and everyone feels a little more refreshed in your immediate area. The feral gargoyle is pinned, and he's
All tied up.
trying to get out of it.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. My gem attacks the feral gargoyle.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
So it has a dexterity of 0, which is a -5 modifier.
Okay, so you
The
did
grapple thing's not so bad.
3 points of damage.
Hey, I did 3 damage.
Okay.
Hey, it's
Good
a
job.
gem.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. It's Ozeus' turn.
Let's put it this way: we all start pounding it until. Okay, actually no. I want the satisfaction of destroying this thing.
Okay. So that hit. The frost ray does what? 1d4.
Yeah. Woohoo! 2 points.
Okay. It's now Flynn's turn.
Oh, I don't know. I'll cast mending on the lamp.
Oh, good job, dude.
Okay. So you start casting your spell, and the bits of wood that has fallen off start forming into place, and you start constructing it back to the way it was.
Malachi's turn. So since it's considered helpless, I'm gonna do coup de grace. I'm not a hit. I'm not a crit.
Okay.
So I'm power attacking.
Sure.
Let's
So I have
see,
to roll a saving
so
throw of 10 plus the damage.
If you
believe.
survive it, yeah.
I mean, it can't get away. Let's just
Yeah, basically
kill
we're
it.
gonna destroy it. So 20 points of damage.
The end.
So yeah.
Actually,
So-
20. I'm sorry.
You try to keep on pounding off the head of the monster, but unfortunately, nothing is connecting through it.
Ah, hey, you guys have magic weapons. Destroy this thing.
You see, Callan's
I
like,
can't attack it, dude. I'm like lawful good.
Oh, Callan wants to take it prisoner.
so Callan says, "Move aside," and he takes his halberd and he does a coup de grace to it. And
I just missed my. I just missed the enchantment.
let's see.
I'm a jerk. I'm kidding. I don't do that.
So he does awesome amounts of damage. Basically, his final blow rends the head off of the gargoyle, and you just see the stone head like roll off, and the body just crumple into stone.
Yeah, grapple worked. I like grapple. You're right, Andy. I see why you keep on trying to do it to us.
Yes. So we'll continue this. The actual battles can continue from this part. So remember what spells you've already used, because it's gonna flow into the next adventure,
shoot.
next part.
I'll write it down.
I was relying on the fact that you were closing up. I use the most of Alzace's spells.
Yep. So that's what we'll conclude now. We'll continue with the next part.
I just used.
Oh, by the way, before Keelan chopped off the head, I take a selfie with the gargoyle.
With what camera? Hurry, chisel something.
It's so chisel. I take a selfie with it, like yeah. On the
Okay.
bomb. I take my vote back.
I look at the scene and I shape stone and create the scene in stone.
Oh.